Yeah, so, well, I belong to the Andalusian Initiative for Advanced Therapies. This is a public organization that was created by the Regional Health Ministry in Andalusia in Spain. So we belong at the same time to the Spanish Public Healthcare System, and in this case we are located in Seville. So how big is the Andalusian Public Healthcare System? It involves 47 hospitals, different research centers, specialized research centers that are located in the main hospitals in Spain, and several different specialized laboratories. So it's, as you can see, it's quite big. In fact, we are giving service to a population of 9 million people in Andalusia. We coordinate all the research and development topics in the advanced therapies field in Andalusia, in the public healthcare system, and for that we started building and running different GMP facilities. In our model, 10 GMP facilities in total. In our model, we decided that it was good to have the GMP facilities as close to the patients as possible, so our GMP facilities are located in the main hospitals and the blood and tissue banks, located in Granada, Seville, Malaga, and Córdoba. So this is a snapshot of some of our relevant numbers. I would like to mention we have treated more than 700 patients with different advanced therapies treatments. We have engaged 18 hospitals in giving advanced therapies treatments, and at the same time we have been quite busy collaborating with companies in order to license and in order to help them to develop their own advanced therapy medicinal products. As I told you, in the initiative just focus on regenerative medicine, we are a networking hub that works with hospital, with the Andalusian Biobank, with the cell manufacturing units, and also we are continuously dealing and discussing and working with the national agency. And we have also worked with the European Medicine Agency, of course. So as public organization, we have different roles as public research organization, as a TMP manufacturer, also as clinical trial sponsor. We have sponsored 24 clinical trials, and obviously belonging to the Regional Health Ministry, we are also some kind of policy influencer. Our manufacturing capacities are summarized here. We have the GMP facilities in 4 of the main capitals in Andalusia, in Córdoba, Granada, Malaga, and Seville, as you can see. These are several of the products authorized for manufacturing there that go from autologous mesenchymal and mononuclear cells to allogenic mesenchymal and mononuclear cells. But also we are working quite intensively in tissue engineering with artificial corneas, with artificial skin, and so on. And at the moment, we have also opened a program in order to be able to manufacture CAR-Ts, as everybody. So what we do at the end, we being part of the Spanish Public Healthcare System, we are a platform, an ideal platform for technology maturation. These are several of the clinical developments that we have done till now. These are those autologous, and we have been working with mesenchymal stem cells from bone marrow, from adipose tissue, and also with CD133 plus cells. As you can see, the size of our GMP facilities only allows us to go to phase 1 to clinical trials and not more. And in our model, what we expect is to run these clinical trials until phase 2 and then find a partner, a collaborator, or somebody in the private sector that would like to take the products further. In blue, you can see those clinical trials that have been completed already. And as you can see, several of the clinical trials and the know-how involved have been already licensed, in this case, to an English company called Regenero, that for the case of the mononuclear cells, at the moment is performing a phase 3 involving different countries and different hospitals, and obviously those located in Andalusia in our public healthcare system. We have been doing things not just in the autologous arena. We have been also working with allogeneic stem cells for different pathologies, also in this case. And we have also a quite interesting program in tissue engineering. Here you see that we have started a clinical trial in corneal ulcers with an artificial cornea. And also we have been treating patients with Mayer burns with an artificial skin developed in one of our hospitals. At the same time, you also can see that we are collaborating already with different companies, with AJL Ophthalmic, with Keralty, with Hispanagar in second generation products derived from those first generation that with which we started. We have more than 20 preclinical lines in different areas, but here I show you, just for summarize, those most promising, in which we are working with umbilical cord-derived mesenchymal stem cells, with iPS cells with neural progenitors, and also we have 2 lines in gene therapy in WAS and in Pompe, that in this case the technology has been already licensed out to a company called Lentistem. Well, regarding the tissue engineering area that we are developing, we started working with a scaffold based in fibrin and agarose, and we have started different lines because the results with this scaffold have been quite impressive. And combining this scaffold with different cell types, we have obtained really good results in vivo and also in clinical trials. So here, as you can see, we summarize what we have done. We have reached human use with the artificial corneas and with the artificial skin, but also we are trying other pathologies in order to be able to generate new treatments. And also, well, just highlight that in this case for oral mucose, we have already licensed out the technology to another biotech company called Histocell. These are some of the papers that have been derived from the tissue engineering area. Some of them are just from this year, and well, we have published more than 50 papers in the field. So different models of working have been to license out products, to work with companies from abroad, to make contract of services with different companies, and also to generate co-development projects in a European level. One of these would be this example that is, this project is called NanoG-Skin, in which we collaborate with different companies in Europe in order to generate a new artificial skin combined with nanoparticles. I would like to mention that, yes, last week we participated in 6 new proposals for European projects. So we are quite happy to participate in this kind of projects. Well, this starts to summarize some of the things that we are doing as services in the Andalusian Initiative for Advanced Therapies, collaborating with different companies that go from basic and preclinical development to design and set up clinical trials. As I told you, we have designed and sponsorized 24 clinical trials in the cell therapy area. We also help others in order to being able to manufacture and authorize their own technologies, and these are several of the companies with which we are collaborating in this area. And we have several other strategic product development collaborators in different areas. With Praxis and EV, we are trying to combine tissue engineering and nanotechnology. With AEL Ophthalmic, we are working in new ophthalmologic treatments. With Karuna in IPS cells. With Histocell, we are working also in tissue engineering. With LentiStem also, with new lentiviral inducible vectors, and so on. Besides this, we have a very strong program in training, because we realized that as public healthcare system, we had to try to train our own clinician and all the people involved in the clinical trials for the good of the patient. So we have training programs in different good practices, and also a European master in manufacturing of ATMPs, collaborating with different companies, and I will mention Celgenix that is in the room. So what we are trying to do, well, seek alliances and establish future strategic collaborations within a public healthcare system. And till now we have been quite successful, and I hope to start collaborating with some of you. Thanks a lot. Questions?
So first of all, congratulations. I'm really amazed by especially your pipeline. Is it all within Andalusia, or are you also going outside? Because you mentioned a paper on the multi-center trial, but it looked like it was still within your own region.
Well, we are based in Andalusia, and we are the public healthcare system from Andalusia, but at the end, we are collaborating, obviously, with other European partners. Well, here are people from Sweden, from different places. So at the end, our focus is the healthcare system. Our focus is the patients. Our focus is the Andalusian patients. But at the same time, well, you know, in this field, this is European. Or thank you. It's a public foundation that belongs to the health ministry. So belonging to the health ministry, we are at the same time part of the public healthcare system, of the Spanish public healthcare system. So that means that all the hospitals that I have mentioned are public hospitals, big public hospitals from the Spanish public healthcare system.
Excuse my ignorance, how is this connected to the whole EU network? Or is there a connection here?
Each public healthcare system is in Europe goes country by country, so we are not so connected. At the end, the NHS in the UK, it's a very particular public healthcare system, and each country tries to manage its public healthcare system in one way or another.
Thank you.
I didn't hear you, sorry.
What kind of funding was required in order to set up all of these hospitals to be able to develop and work in this space?
Well, to say the truth, there was not so much funding because normally this is done more by the willingness of the clinicians and the people involved than from money. If we take into account our budget, most of the budget that we dedicate to the clinical trials are obtained by public calls. So we make proposals to the national, regional agencies, and also European agencies, and we get funds from there, mainly.